Off and running, third game of the day in the Big Three, in the first on Triller and Fight, the Ball Hogs and Three-Headed Monsters from Orleans Arena. Let's take a look at the rosters. Ball Hogs led by the Brazilian Blur, Leandro Barbosa, and the Three-Headed Monsters coming off a great week from Reggie Evans, the Microsoft Player of the Week in the Big Three. Great to have you with us here from Orleans Arena. Ed Cohen, Jim Jackson, John Sally on the sideline. And John, every game, even in the regular season at this point, it's a playoff game. Huge right now for both these clubs here in Vegas.
Well, it's all about getting the dubs and finishing off and putting yourself in a position. You know, we all want to go to the Bahamas. I mean, you know what I mean? That's at the end of the day, you want to compete for a championship. So every game down the line positions you to be at the forefront of the league, and that's what you want. But also you want to carry momentum going into the end of the season. So a lot of things going on right now.
That was the prize. Atlantis on everybody's mind. Here's the key rules in the Big Three. First to 50 wins. We'll get to the break when a team scores 25. There's no game clock. And there are 3 4-point circles, each 30 feet away, unique to the Big Three. And Will McDonald cleaning it up for the Ball Hogs, getting them on the board here in the early going. Jim, Ball Hogs have been a great surprise. 3-3 record. If they win this game, they match their win total combined from their first 3 Big Three seasons. That's how great a turnaround it's been.
No, say it again. No, seriously.
First 3 years, they had 4 total wins.
Right. And not that they didn't have the talent, but I don't think the talent worked well together. This team is built a little bit different. Now, I'm going to give a lot of credit to my former teammate, Leandro Barbosa. Yeah. His dynamic and what he changed for this team, the speed, the accuracy, and also Jody Meeks playing well. You know, added a little bit more fire to this team, and plus Scal is not on the court as much, so that helps also.
Always comes back to Scal.
Yeah, always. And I love Scal.
Oh, good D by the Ball Hogs. Lewis, though, picks it up. Can't get the bounce. So Gary Payton's team 4-2.
Yeah.
Nice feed. McDonald's pulls up and makes it home on the assist from Barbosa.
Yeah, McDonald can step out 5-10 feet, use the glass. That's another added dimension to this Ball Hall team that you didn't see in the previous years.
So for the Three-Headed Monsters, you have Evans, Lewis, and Murphy. McDonald, late whistle, thought it was clean. Evans gets a 2-point shot. Let's go back to the Ball Hogs and McDonald.
Well, listen, you keep it simple. Little pick and roll. Evans has to help, and then McDonald able to step into a nice little 8-foot jump shot. Again, in 3-on-3, the game is simple. Look, isolate on the strong side, force the defense to help, and then make plays. I mean, the pick and roll is always going to be effective if you have a shooter like Barbosa coming off and then a big man that can pick and pop.
Rick Barry has spoken about wants his team to share the ball.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're going to find a spot on the bench.
Yeah, well,
Barbosa played so well together.
Well, he's always, even in the previous years when they haven't been successful, one of the big things to see Barbosa pull up a jump shot, but always he wanted the ball to move. You know, and I think if you do that in 3-on-3, oh, there we go. If you do that on 3-on-3, you have a better opportunity. If you hold it, it helps the defense. But if you move it quick enough, a lot of times that backline defense can't guard the real estate, meaning the court, enough. Like right there, that's an open shot.
Inside out, too much from Jody Meeks. Barbosa gliding to the rim, the scoop and the extension from Leandro Barbosa. Good start, Jimmy, for the Ball Hogs.
No, this is what you want. I mean, again, you talked about coming down the stretch, 4-2. In this game, too, you want to have a good start. Charlotte Lewis not able to knock it in. But if you're the ghost baller, this is all about right here. Get down the lane, but that time turned it over, gave up an easy opportunity. But get some easy baskets early, get momentum.
6-4, Ball Hogs. McDonald can't add to it. Reggie Evans coming off another double-double for the Three-Headed Monsters. Good denial there by McDonald's. Loose change, can't finish.
And those are the little baskets right there from McDonald that you got to make. Because this game, it fluctuates, momentum and everything, but those little layups, you have missed jump shots, but the little layups inside, those are the ones that you got to finish.
Kevin Murphy, Jim, what a year it's been in his first season in the Big Three.
Right.
Hanging by the circle. Take Barbosa off the dribble, around the screen, and through the rim for three. Did it all there.
Well, you talked about it.
Kevin Murphy out of Tennessee Tech played one NBA season with the Jazz. Barbosa backdoor, Meeks with the finish, going reverse, and that combination delivers again. 8-7 ball hogs. Good rhythm to start this one. Murphy lost the handle. It's going to stay with blue, poked away by the ball hogs.
Well, here it is. Murphy on the wing, able to isolate a little bit, use the screen, get to his spot in the corner. Three-ball side pocket.
Thought about reversing the call. It's going to stay with the three-headed monsters. Lewis off the screen, gets his own rebound. Nice find, Reggie Evans for the finish. He had 20 points and 14 rebounds last week, Reggie Evans, against the enemies.
Well, wasn't that's his staple point since he's been in the league in regards to dominating the lane. And speaking about dominating the lane, Barbosa able to get downhill, get the contact and finish. But Reggie Evans, the big thing with him was he was always the brawler. See Barbosa kind of using the brush screen and then taking that elongated step, able to finish. But being able to do that with Reggie Evans, he added a little bit of offense to that. Okay, so it made him more of a threat than just being a defensive player and a rebounder.
Barbosa at the line. Championship in his time with Golden State. You talk about Reggie Evans. 13 NBA seasons. Not bad for an undrafted guy, beginning with Seattle. Began as a teammate of Gary Payton.
Well, Big Ten guy. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, you know, longevity, but you see Murphy right there finishing through contact. And then, again, understanding who you are. KYG, know your game. Reggie Evans understood in the league for him to make it, it wasn't about scoring. Defense, rebounding, tough play, be a leader, be a great teammate. Hence 13 years in the league with not having probably the offensive skill set you think about in the NBA, but he had a role on each and every team that he played for.
Hey, shout out to the Ohio State University. Come on. To the University of Iowa.
Come on, Big Ten.
Barbosa forcing it out. Meeks out of Kentucky to the Brazilian blur for three. Won't go. Can't leave Lewis open. Nope. Because almost had it go down. Tie game at 11. Early going, our third game of the day. First on Triller and Fight. Oh my, McDonald didn't like the defense and instead is called for the charge.
Well, he didn't like the defense, but Rashard Lewis, smart, understood that McDonald would try to use his physicality right here and watch him set him up for the charge. I mean, that's just a savvy veteran play by Rashard Lewis right there to pick up that. Spencer Hall's in the game.
Evans reverse spin, the drive, and now go to the line for a two-point shot, taking Spencer Hawes off the dribble. Reggie Evans, Jim, you mentioned the value of having a great rebounder in the big three.
Yep.
Has had at least 10 last 4 games entering today. 13-11, three-headed monsters. Good start for the Gloves team here in Las Vegas. Sight set on the Bahamas. Penultimate week of the regular season in the big three. Ball Hogs and three-headed monsters. More to come. Get official Big Three merch at store.big3.com for league and team apparel, including jerseys, hats, and jackets. Get it all at store.big3.com. Good start for the three-headed monsters. Early lead on the Ball Hogs in Vegas. Ed Cohen, Jim Jackson, John Sally, entire Big Three, Triller, and Fight crew. Jim, week 7. One more week to go in the regular season.
Bro, this flew by just like the summer. Keep in mind, we're in August, okay? Football season is about to start. The summer blew by. My parents used to tell me this all the time. As you get older, time flies. I'm 50, and they're not lying, bro. I can't believe it. Week 7, coming down to the end of the season, which team will separate itself? And I know for both of these teams, especially Ghost Ballers, this is kind of a redemption year for them, years for them to get back in the mix. So I'm excited about the end of the season and running into the championship round.
You know, we say in the big three, and certainly it applies in life, first to 50 wins. You're winning.
I'm telling you, I'm winning. 50 is the new 40. That's what I tell myself.
Easily. Easily. Now for the Ball Hogs now, you have Meeks, Barbosa, and Hawes. Barbosa drills the three, and the Brazilian Blurs giving the Ball Hogs a 1-point lead. Barbosa now with 8, along with a couple of assists. Kevin Murphy trying to answer. Ball Hogs trying to get the right spacing. Meeks open, hits it. Tough move going to his left.
No, but that's Jody Meeks. And again, it's movement that creates open opportunities. And of course, we have a shooter like Meeks. It works for you. And that's the dynamic that Coach Berry wanted. Instead of holding the ball, you move it a little bit. Look, weak side, Barbosa goes up, able to knock it in, right? But then the movement here, little dribble handoff, get a piece of the body. Murphy not paying attention to the scouting report, goes under on Jody Meeks, and guess what? Shooters make you pay.
Rick Barry, the Hall of Famer, entered Naismith in 1987, has a newer club right now with a 4-point lead. Rick Barry is mic'd up in Vegas.
Get out of the lane, get out of the lane. Oh, Will. No. Yeah, he can't shoot that. That's not the shot you got to take.
Take it out, Will. And one.
Oh, Will. Come on, Will.
They listen to him all day.
You know, but it's tough when you have a Hall of Famer like Rick Barry, who was an ultimate scorer, okay? But knowing how to score is the key. That's why he was so successful. It has to be tougher for guys like that when they don't see guys kind of take advantage of the situation. And that's what frustrates a lot of those Hall of Famers and coaches, because they know exactly what it takes to be effective. And when they see players not kind of execute that, a lot of times, especially after you talk about it, can be a little frustrating.
Rick Barry was really one of the ultimate scorers as Murphy misses the three. Only man to lead the nation college in scoring, ABA,
and NBA.
And the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, at a time, too, now think about this. He shot underhanded from the free throw line. No, I mean, and shot, what was it, 80+%? 89%. Underhand. You know what kind of touch you have to have from the free throw line to do that? Consistently. That's, I mean, bro, we always talk about errors and players and could they play. Listen, everything is based upon when you play. And at that time, with the NBA transitioning over, Rick Barry was a staple point in regards to perennial all-star and what he brought to the table.
Yeah, his son Canyon played at Florida, and he adopted the Granny style, the underhand free throw successfully. He's playing overseas right now, had a stint in the G League.
Yeah.
But you just be so great if someone could just make this level, make the NBA level, and we see that again, would be just unbelievable.
Yeah, who would be the player that would do it? Now, seriously, remember he talked about he wanted Shaq to do it? Now, you know, if you see Meeks come off and Barbosa getting a little post up, I'm going to tell you my theory about big man and free throw shooting after this play.
Ooh, shaking down New Williams. Defended well. Evans with the rebound. Evans handling against Hawes. Look at this matchup. Evans ducks through, and Hawes going for the block and just screaming as he's called for the foul.
But Spencer Hawes, you'd be smart. Listen, you know that Reggie Evans sometimes struggled from the free throw line, so you don't let him or allow him to get it up. Force him to go to the free throw line and make the shot.
Evans get a 2-point look here. Big three leader. 69 total rebounds coming in, and since this one, three-headed monsters within 2 now, down 19-17. Three-headed monsters holding off the enemies by 7 points last week. A backdoor, and Barbosa losing it on the way up. New Williams, the newest addition to the three-headed monsters, did not get a piece. Hawes with the turnover. From Fresno State, New Williams short on a long three, maybe a 4-point shot.
Listen, we got a name like New. You got to knock down those shots. You know what I'm saying? New. Oh, Spencer just lost that. But see, again, once you stop like that, you don't play. And that's the advantage to when you play 3-on-3. Nobody's underneath. Evans able to take advantage of the miscue that time by Spencer Hogs.
Reggie Evans with 14 now.
Yep.
Big start. And a steal. Evans a spin, bumps. Murphy's there. Bodies laying on the deck, and Murphy finishes, and Rick Barry, livid, wanted a foul there.
Yeah. I mean, one thing about this league, it's going to be physical.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to sometimes get some fouls. Going to see Barbosa pull up, and Reggie with, of course, another rebound. So can Williams knock it in, take advantage? No, not that time. But it's a physical game, so you got to adjust to how the officials are calling. And that time, Spencer Hall is able to get inside. So you can complain all you want, but they're going to call the game, the officials, the way they're going to call it. As a player, it's up to you to adjust to what the officials are doing.
That Hogs basket ended a 10-0 three-headed monsters run, and Murphy goes reverse right to the rim and gets it right back. And the three-headed monsters in a seesaw game are 2 points from getting this to the break. What a year it's been for Kevin Murphy. His 9 now. Gates missed the rim, ball loose. Good recovery. Barbosa knocks it down for 3. Jimmy, 1-point game.
Yeah, but this was between two teams. You know, Ball Hogs are 3-3. Three-headed monsters are 4-2. You expect this kind of competitive structure right now.
Reggie Evans hit the break in Vegas. Three-headed monsters 25, Ball Hogs 24, and Reggie Evans with a monster first half, no pun intended, 16 for the three-headed monsters.
Well, one-on-one isolation, Reggie Evans kind of not known for his offense, but he's known for his brutality and strength, and able to finish with a soft touch inside. Now, the momentum, monsters up 1. Can they continue? We'll see on the other side of the break.
Halftime of his third game in Las Vegas. Triller and Fight, three-headed monsters, 25-24 lead over the Ball Hogs. Oh, this is the Fab Five now, if you will. Players who played for 12 NBA franchises.
Who's producing this? I mean, did I approve this message right now?
Well,
really?
You have company now.
I don't want company.
Signed with Charlotte.
But who approved this message? Now, you know the great thing about those 12 teams? All the checks cashed. You see what I'm saying? And I lived in great cities, played with great teammates, made some great friendships that I never would have made, you know, if I didn't do it. So, longevity, bro.
Mr. Rent, don't buy.
Don't buy. Yeah, no.
You might not be in one place.
I bought in Houston. Mistake. A couple years later, I was out.
All right, so from the Jim Jacksons, Joe Smiths, Itch Smiths, Tony Massenbergs, Chucky Browns of the world to Leandro Barbosa.
I mean, he's been the difference with this team, and you wonder why, you know, Ball Hogs put themselves in a position where they're 3-3. But then Reggie Evans, who would have said that Reggie Evans at halftime was the leading scorer? But he's just been a baller inside, taking care of his business.
John Sally with Reggie Evans.
Reggie, I'm sitting here watching you drink a monster drink on the three-headed monsters. Smiling right now. You got a new player, what's happening?
Nah, we just we did good defensively towards the end. You know, we got the new player. He's real young, real athletic. You know, he bring us some youth, and he can play defense real good, especially on the pick and roll and stuff. So we glad to have him.
Gary Payton's up here yelling at the bench.
If he's not yelling, we need to check his temperature. So when he's yelling, that means GP at his best. Yeah.
Good luck second half.
Reggie Evans, big first half, scoring 16 for the three-headed monsters. Now, play Big 3 Fantasy only on the Super Draft app. You can win a trip to the Big 3 Finals in the Bahamas. Use code BIG3 for an instant $30 deposit match.
Well, New getting the start here in the second half, which is, I think, from a defensive perspective, of course, from Gary Payton, to put some more pressure on Leandro, not allow him to be able to get to the cup. So a little switch in philosophy, looking more defense, and maybe New can knock down some shots also from the perimeter.
New Williams, Jim, 24 years old, played at Fresno State. Before that, a year at Auburn. Senior year, 1920 season. Got a piece of Barbosa's shot, and Evans collects the change and scores. Good work by New.
Well, immediate payoff. Again, coaches make adjustments. Gary understands that Leandro is going to be the key figure, and if he can kind of slow him down a little bit, that allows his team a better opportunity to do what he just did here. Defensively, get in, contest the shot, may have got a piece of the arm, but not called, and Reggie smartly gathers and finishes at the rim.
So the look right now, you have New Williams, Kevin Murphy, Reggie Evans for the three-headed monsters, and Barbosa didn't like how it went the last time, goes right at New Williams for 2.
Well, but Leandro understands that New's coming in to try to guard him. So the last plays, couple plays, Leandro was really aggressive to go at New.
Off the McDonald screen, Williams going over, going under, getting beat. Jody Meeks, the runner, won't go, but Murphy is called for the foul. Here comes the glove. Here comes the glove.
Now, I thought it was pretty good defense by Murphy, but here's Leandro kind of posting up, which you don't see guards do anymore. Oh, they bring the fire right now. Come on, bring it out. Yo, GP came right in front of us. He wanted to say some things on the mic. We wouldn't allow him.
No. All right, Taco Bell, bring the fire. Garrett Payton, you knew it the minute the whistle came in. You get challenged for shooting foul. 2 players go one-on-one. If Meeks hits, it's 2 points. If there's a stop from Murphy, then wave it off.
Well, keep in mind, once he crosses the three-point line, he has to stay in there. And that time, I think he bailed out the defense by taking a quick shot. Now, keep in mind, inside the three-point line, if you cross over the three-point line, it's basically a turnover. Turn the ball over, play is there.
Wanted the step back, had time too. A successful bring the fire challenge from Garrett Payton. And look at Evans and McDonald's getting into it before the inbounds. Listen to Barbosa, I got this.
Hey, listen, Reggie Evans will get under your skin, and McDonald not having it a little bit, but I love the competitive nature from the 2 bigs inside. Good contest that time by Meeks, but Murphy able to use his size and finish over the top.
He just has a great feel for the game. Gets to his spots, has made it look easy this year.
Well, he has, but, I mean, Murphy is content. You know, Texas Tech has a lot to prove. You see Jody Meeks coming right back at New Williams, but, you know, 4th in the Big 3 in total points and points per game this year. So for him, it's an experience, but also a proving ground that he can play, you know, with the best who have been in this league for now 4 years.
Jody Meeks gets a 2-point shot and sinks it. Jody Meeks, if you look at this roster and throw Rick Barry in, you have 4 people associated with the Ball Hogs who've won an NBA championship. Scal in Boston.
Yep.
Meeks with Toronto, Barbosa in Golden State, and same for Rick Barry, given it was not during the dynasty run, it was back in 1975.
Yeah, but that was a great Golden State team back at that time. But I mean, that's the difference with this team. Barbosa, Jody Meeks, you have McDonald, and you wonder why. Well, it's not a wonder why they're more successful this year by adding those components of players who have won at a high level and are unselfish, which is more importantly, I mean, more important than anything else.
31-28, 3-headed monsters. A near must-win right now for the Ball Hogs. Top 4 teams make it to the playoffs in the Bahamas. And McDonald moving Evans, and he's called for the foul. Well, Rick Barry, he used to call this team the no-name Ball Hogs. Now they have a lot of firepower, and we said this earlier, Jimmy. They win here today. They match their win total for their first 3 years combined. And a great run in 2021 for the Ball Hogs, and still with their sights set on cracking the top 4 and making it to Atlantis.
Well, I mean, you know, dropped a couple games, started out hot. You don't want to have that momentum you've gathered. See New Williams right there with a tough shot, be lost and not make the playoffs. At the end of the day, that's what you're trying to get to.
Yep.
So as successful as they've been to this point, it doesn't do you any good not to finish out the season well and get to the Bahamas and give yourself a chance to compete for a championship.
Right now, everyone chasing the triplets, Trilogy, and Tri-State, all with 5 wins.
And it's interesting, Tri-State, who see Barbosa pulls up and misses, but set the table and the tone in that first year of the Big Three, kind of dominating the league. And last year, it was the triplets who kind of dominated. So 2 teams who've had success in the past are now leading the way coming down the stretch.
Barbosa against New Williams, spins, can't finish. New Williams holding his own against Barbosa to start the half.
Oh yeah, now he comes back. I was gonna say, if he knocked that in.
Boxing. Trying to put a stamp on the game. Jimmy, we're talking about the standings, how it shakes out. Remember, the bottom 4 teams mathematically eliminated and their seasons are over concerns, COVID protocols, the Delta variant. So Three's Company, Aliens, Enemies, and Bivouac, their seasons are done. But what a logjam. I mean, everyone just fighting to get to the Bahamas up top.
I'm going to go back to that. It's a tough decision for Ice Cube and Jeff Quantis to make. Because you promise these guys to play throughout the season. But from a business, she had fouled that time by Barbosa and one. You're talking about Murphy. There he is, proving a point again, able to absorb the contact. But from a league perspective, you got to do what's best for the league. And with the Delta variants and the rise in the numbers of COVID, traveling people, bringing people in, it's a concern. And you hate to do it with these teams at the bottom because they still want to play. But you have to do what's best for the league and the current players and where we're going. So it's not an easy decision when you ask guys to commit for a season and cut it short. It's not.
Got to be smart, got to be adaptable.
Yeah, well, you do. And it's, again, we're living in some weird times right now where everything, like we were talking earlier, see Reggie Evans, about last year's, how much did you travel last year for the game? I traveled near the end of the year to the ball turned over. My Clippers and TNT, I was doing it in LA, in the studio. My college basketball in the studio until late in the season I was able to travel.
Not easy on the 405, but...
No, hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you, the beautiful part, the times that I had games, I didn't have to worry about traffic because the studio was close. Now, going downtown, for the Clippers, it was a little bit more of a challenge at times. But I didn't have to jump on the plane. No, so it was good.
Steven Jackson lingering here at Orleans Arena. What a win for Trilogy. Took the lead late. Jared Jack hit the game winner over Power. Evans ducks around Hogs. The switch and the finish with the left for Reggie Evans.
And see, Gary is talking about exploiting that mismatch. And think about it. You're talking about exploiting the mismatch with Reggie Evans on Spencer Hall. So that means that the success that he's had, you see Meeks comes off that screen. Look for Reggie to kind of get it back inside. But now Murphy wide open. You got to take it.
All day. Gets his own miss, but Barbosa beats him to it. Meeks didn't hit the rim. Lewis finding room to score. The danger in 3-on-3, and Lewis makes the ball Hogs pay.
Well, when you don't touch the rim, shoot an air ball smartly, you just take it up, finish it inside. And Jody Meeks felt he got some contact. The referee didn't agree, and Lewis able to capitalize on the missed shot.
Well, if the three-headed monsters get there, Jim Jackson, Reggie Evans, likely a big reason why.
Well, I mean, just doing what he does best, rebound the basketball. But now, I talked about a few years ago, adding the scoring dimension to his game. You don't associate scoring with Reggie Evans, but in this particular game with this matchup, he's able to take advantage of his brute and his brutality inside. 20 points, 9 rebounds. A lot of work left to do for Reggie Evans.
Barbosa turns the corner strong. That ends a 7-0 three-headed monsters run. Ball Hogs not going away. We had a 13-point comeback victory for Trilogy. Game before this one on CBS. Barbosa now at 17. Steals it and scores. Barbosa with the swiper. Murphy.
Only down 4. Can you get the stops necessary for the ball? That's all it comes down to. I mean, can you get the necessary stops? Only down 4 points to be able to get some momentum that time. a little foul that time. Feet get tangled, but we go back to Leandro. You're talking about blur for a reason. He still has it, able to get his shoulder and foot by, but then Murphy right back, turns it over, and Barbosa the last 4 points for the Ball Hogs.
Jimmy, Leandro Barbosa with 21 now, as Evans, a little high-low, scores for the three-headed monsters. Barbosa has been so consistent throughout this season.
Again, the isolation up top is what Coach Berry is looking at. You see Barbosa trying to get by Murphy. Murphy doing a good job of staying in front, and Meeks
That's down to three.
Yeah, a little dribble penetration. Again, with shooters, all you need is a little bit of space. And that time created by Barbosa, you can't really help off of Meeks. If you do that, you give him a little light. Like on the last play, he'll make you pay.
Evans, the fake against Hogs, denied. Meeks to Lewis. Turnover, Hogs inside, stripped and fouled. Reggie Evans just livid. Now, Gary Payton already brought the fire, I believe, after halftime. If it was before, he gets one more.
Yeah, but he's not gonna, on that one, Gary chooses not to use it. And again, you got to be strategic of when you want to use it too, because as close as this game is, maybe it's a foul later when the score is in balance, when it may be a game ball situation where you may want to use it then.
Hawes works out, misses the free throw for two. But the Ball Hogs get the rebound. They're within three. Barbosa left it short. Whistle, emphatic one. Murphy with the foul against the Brazilian Blur. Barbosa going to the line, a two-point shot. You could feel right now, Jim, I mean, this closing stretch could very well decide who goes to the Bahamas, who doesn't.
Well, but also, too, now coming down the stretch, knowing that you can get to the free throw line, don't settle.
Yep.
Put the onus on the defense to guard you off the dribble. If you got open shots from the perimeter, take it. But if it was me, I'm continuing to press the button, attacking off the dribble, getting myself inside. And Murphy that time pulls up for the jump shot. But try to get yourself an easy two like this inside, or get to the free throw.
Meeks will send Evans right there for a two-point shot. Good foul. Make Evans earn it. Rick Barry and the Ball Hogs. Great start. They were 2-0. Entered this game having lost 3 of 4. And last week, losing by 3 to Tri-State. It's that magic 50-47 final. If you get to 50-47, odds are you have a great game. Oh, Rick thought about it. He's going to bring the fire.
Hold up. Was it before he gave him the ball? And I think that's what Gary Payton is arguing right now.
David McAndrews, one of the officials, discussing with the glove.
Yeah, Gary is saying you gave him the ball, and then Coach Berry initiated to bring the fire. And that's the discussion now.
Now, if it goes through, and this is indeed a bring the fire, you have Evans against Jody Meeks. You love a mismatch.
Oh, what you do? Now, they only got 10 seconds. You know Evans is going to try to back him in and take him inside. You already know that. Look.
Taco Bell bring the fire. Evans to shoot. Gets free and banks it in. So they bring the fire. Evans makes it stick. Three-headed monsters by 5.
But, I mean, if you're Jody Meeks, again, I understand what Coach Berry was doing. But Meeks had no chance to guard Reggie if he was determined like that to back him down.
6'8" Reggie Evans, 24 points. Barbosa flying by Kevin Murphy.
We saw it earlier. The isolation up top by Barbosa spreads Spencer Hogs and Jody Meeks out and forced Murphy to have to guard him one-on-one. That time Barbosa more successful offensively.
Ball Hogs within 3, went back door. Barbosa slips, could keep it in. Jim, Barbosa scored at least 20 every week of the season.
Why wouldn't he? I mean, who can stay in front of him? I mean, even at his age right now, because he keeps himself in great physical shape, continues to play. It's not about being the fastest, but it's about being able to get by your opponent the quickest, get your leg and shoulder by. And again, you don't have the back line help a lot of times because it is 3-on-3. They're also able to get to the cup and finish.
Three-headed monsters. Now up by 6 as Kevin Murphy knocks down another 3. It's 45-39. 19 for Murphy. Came in 4th in the league, averaging 21 per game. Hogs losing it, and Evans is fouled. You don't get that whistle. Murphy's in a spot to go for an open layup, but it's Evans getting a 2-point shot.
Look at this. Just a simple Barbosa hands down, not respecting Murphy from the perimeter. Murphy said, okay, he's gonna give it to me. I'm gonna take all 3 of these.
That's what he's done all year long.
Yep.
Product of Tennessee Tech as Evans strokes it. Point game. Three-headed monsters are 3 points from victory in Vegas.
I say this, GP Gary Payton has been grooming himself for the position that he's in now. See Murphy take it inside and Lewis inside. Okay, see if they can get a quick basket, post up inside. Hogs gets fouled and 1. Big foul, big play. But I was saying about Gary, the last 3 years, going into 4 years, he's taken on an opportunity at Lincoln University there in the Bay Area to be a head coach. So at the beginning, see the foul inside. GP is like, no, I'm gonna do this. It's cool. But the love for the game and to teach and young man and grow kind of grew on him, and now he's in a position to really do it full time, big level. You know what I mean?
Timeout here. Rick Barry's club down by 5. Let's listen to the Hall of Famer mic'd up on the sideline.
What do you mean he had possession of the ball the entire time? That's a travel, for God's sake. Come on, that's insane. Set it up. Set it up. There we go. Step in and get him. Step in and get him. There it is, right there. That's a charge. How's that not a charge? How is that not a charge? God. Oh, God. Free throws again. Free throws again, killing us.
Yo, I don't care what level it is, the agony of coaching. It's just like the stress levels are off the hook, bro. I mean, hats off to all the coaches around. I can't do it.
Jim, I think we have a winner with our mic'd up segments here in 2021. Rick Barry.
Look, isolation again for Barbosa. Great defense by Murphy.
Remember, point game, three-headed monsters can win it with a 3. Lewis, they don't double him. Fouled, backing down Jody Meeks, and Rashard Lewis can get them a little closer here with a 2-point shot.
But I like the play because you don't have to necessarily take a 3 to win it. If you got a mismatch inside with Sweet Lou, you know, Jody Meeks take advantage of it. And that's what they were able to do. Now it's up to Lou to Rashard to knock it in and now make it 49-42 point game again. See, that's the beauty of being in the penalty too. You get it, you score, you get the ball back. So why not go back to the mismatch inside to Lou? Now can he finish it?
Oh, had the cutter.
Yeah.
Evans couldn't handle. Was it deflected?
Yeah. It was deflected, but that time, good hustle. That time by the ball hogs to knock it off.
Ball Hogs hanging on for dear life.
Yeah. A lot of things can happen still, though.
Jody Meeks, lane opens, and Lewis lets him go to the rim for 2. But again, three-headed monsters, point game can win it here. Murphy wants it against Hawes, bumps, scores it. Kevin Murphy ends it and wins it for the three-headed monsters in Las Vegas. How about this? 5 wins for Gary Payton's club. And yes, still in prime position for a spot in the Bahamas.
Well, but Gary made some adjustments into his roster. especially from a point guard position. You got Murphy playing well, added a lot. We talked about Rick Barry and him changing the roster to get, you know, more speed on the perimeter. But look at Murphy. I mean, Devin Murphy has put an imprint on his league. 26 points for, let's not say, you know, Reggie Evans, but Murphy for this team has been the difference.
Kevin Murphy, John Sally, after a win for the three-headed monsters, guys.
All right. So you just took it upon yourself.
Man, I had to, man. The last play, Reggie got on me, man. I missed shot on the post-up with Jolie on the mismatch, and I went and missed the layup, so I had to make this one, man. I had to show him, like, look, bro, I can make this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Gary Payton didn't get a heart attack. It was close. He sits there and he gives you a look first. Then he talks to you. What does that feel like?
Hey, man, sometimes with GP, man, he means the best, but you got to let it go in one ear right out the other, man. You know, so to keep playing your game, because he always told me before this game, play your game. That's all I'm going to do.
Well, you did a great job. All right, see you later.
In one ear, out the other. Kevin Murphy getting it done once again for the three-headed monsters. Another 20-point plus performance for Murphy. Oh, 3 games down, 1 to go in Las Vegas. Game 3 to the three-headed monsters, 51-44. One more left on the other side. Ghost Ballers and the Triplets coming up next on Triller and Fight.